Welcome to another edition of the Leaders of the Mainframe World podcast series. I'm very happy and excited and honoured to be sat here with Darren Surch CEO of InterSkill Learning and Lifetime IBM Champion here today at this wonderful IBM TechXchange 2025 at Orlando location. So welcome, Darren.
G'day, Angie. Thank you. Thank you. This is really exciting. I don't know if the viewers can see behind, but the conference is finished. We've just had the grand finale ceremony, and there'll be
Yeah.
stands and everything getting torn down at a furious pace behind us.
Yes. In this wonderful building.
It's incredible.
That's
A million,
a million square
feet,
feet.
something. It's crazy.
And crazy. They said 7 American football pitches.
Something like that. Yeah,
Something like
10,000 attendees at this conference. It's been amazing.
Incredible.
IBM does it in
Amazing.
style and does it at scale.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Darren, please tell us a little bit about how how you got interested in technology and how your journey took you to the sea level. And there's a lot of people listening, particularly our younger viewers, who would like to know more about that. As something they can aspire to be.
The big ask or the big need is a bit of luck along the way, and you know what, just the ability to go with it and grab an opportunity and take it. I grew up on a farm in the bush in Australia. um, Nearest town population 11.
My
So
goodness.
we were way out in the bush, and uh, after high school, and with my qualifications, I was a hydrographer, so a water resources scientist,
Wow.
looking after the lakes and rivers of the state of Victoria,
Mm.
which Melbourne's the capital. Uh, and that was going to be my career till I got old enough to retire. That was a government job, but I happened to head off to England to travel in my very early 20s,
Mm.
and met up with these three crazy New Zealanders who were buying a Volkswagen combi van and heading off around Europe. And so I faxed the resignation letter back. This is before the internet, so
Yeah.
faxed the resignation letter back to Australia, and just kept traveling for a couple of years
Yeah.
around the world. And part of my trip was a couple of Oktoberfests in Munich, but the second one, the 99 one, no, the 89 one, um, I was drinking at a table in the Hofbrau tent with a bunch of people, and they all ended up being mainframe programmers, Kix and COBOL programmers.
Mm.
I didn't know much about computing then, but
Yeah.
they convinced me that was the career.
Really correct. Yeah.
So when I finally got back to Australia, I
Mm.
went and did a course in Kix and COBOL programming. And again, by pure luck, this private college that was teaching this course was just starting to dabble in computer-based training
Mm.
before the internet. And they asked me, instead of going to work at one of the big banks or insurance companies or government or so forth and write code, would I like to stay and help develop these courses and be part of this initial team of about half a dozen of us under Ray Menzies and Deborah Scott, for the record, both remarkable, future-looking people. And I stayed. And that's the precursor. Data Task is the precursor of what's today InterSkill.
Yeah.
So 35 years later, InterSkill's the biggest mainframe training provider in the world. We did over 1 million hours of mainframe training last year.
Yeah.
Most of the big mainframe orgs use our library of e-learning.
Mm.
80% of the digital credentials that IBM awards for mainframe specific training are for InterSkill courses. So it's really a massive impact on the industry. But
Thank you
that's
for attending
luck.
TechXchange 2025. The sandbox is now closed. We'll see you next year.
Bye.
See you next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that takes some luck, but it takes passion and just
Yeah.
diving in
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
making the most of it. So
Yeah.
we worked incredibly hard, the whole InterSkill team, the Data Task team, the InterSkill team, over 35 years,
Mm.
have poured our hearts and souls and passion and our skills and our art into this
Mm.
thing, and it's really
Really made
become
something
very
wonderful.
prominent in
Yeah.
the industry. Yeah.
Congratulations
So
on that.
long-winded tale. I'm sorry.
No, it is perfect. That's what we want to hear. And Really, congratulations to you for doing all that. I mean, it's a wonderful journey,
Been
isn't it?
remarkable.
Yeah. So you've really enjoyed your career, haven't
Oh,
you? It's
absolutely love it.
yeah,
I'm the luckiest person. The luckiest
yeah,
person. Yeah.
yeah. And I feel the same. For me, my career in mainframe has just been incredible. I would never have changed anything. It's fantastic. Yeah, that sounds lovely. So, Darren, I'm particularly interested in mentors and mentorship. And I just wondered, on your journey of 35 years, did you have any mentors on the way?
Yeah, just people on the way. As mentioned, Ray Menzies
Yeah.
started Data
Yeah.
Task. Is definitely a mentor. Uh, Deborah Scott is as well, who I still work with today. She's still in
Mm.
charge of the team that develops all the InterSkill courseware. Definitely a mentor.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, as part of the IBM Champion program, there's various IBM champions that I keep in regular contact with, and they're definitely mentors to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's interesting because that takes me on to the next thing. You're a lifetime IBM champion. And again, congratulations for that because there's not many of you.
Two for Z. I think there's 28 IBM lifetime IBM champions that
Yeah.
IBM's ever named in the history of the program, and yeah, two for Z.
Yes.
Dusty Rivers and myself.
Wow. So how do you become a lifetime champion? Because I'm sure, again, there'd be many IBM champions watching this and thinking, wow, we'd like to aspire to be like Darren.
Interesting enough, I don't think they're doing the lifetime IBM champion
Oh.
thing anymore, and they've expanded the program, evolved the program, so they're doing various other things.
Yeah. So, but that makes you even more special.
Again, lucky, very lucky.
Lucky
Very
and
lucky.
special and special. So, what I wanted to ask you about is, you know, all the technologies that are around right now, with AI, cloud, well, cybersecurity, quantum, how do you know what to focus on for the future? Or are you focusing on what's happening right now? How do you?
That's a really good question. I mean, we are Mainframe.
Mm.
Mainframe's all InterSkill does. We've got the way we look at our course curriculum and where it needs to expand and what technologies we need
Mm.
to do courses on. We've got a remarkable group of subject matter experts, people with 30, 40 years of hands-on real world experience in the industry, and David Stevens, David D, Greg Hamlin. They all know the industry so well. They're keeping up with all that sort of
Mm.
stuff. Deborah Scott's got a really good eye on that. We get a lot of feedback from our clients also. Most of the biggest mainframe shops in the world, mainframe organizations in the world use InterSkill training.
Mm.
And we ask them in this next year, what's going to be a priority for you? What sort of
Okay.
courses?
Yeah.
Because most mainframe organizations have a pretty similar setup and have pretty similar needs and
Yeah.
and so forth with their technologies and their products.
Yes.
So we talk to our clients both in the next year and also long term. So
Yeah.
in the next 5 years, what
Yes.
do you think's going to
Mhm.
making most importance for training? How are you going to need to upskill your next generation of mainframers or cross skill your current even experienced mainframers for new
Mm.
technologies and things?
Yeah.
And so we get the feedback from the people who really know.
People who know and
This is
use
this
them.
is
Yeah.
gold to us, and it's
Yeah.
great for our clients because they're getting the training they need added to something they're already subscribed to. And it's great for us because it keeps the curriculum vibrant and spot on.
Absolutely. Yeah. With AI, for example, we're seeing a lot more AI on the mainframe.
Yes,
So you then have to develop those courses for AI on the mainframe and keep developing more and more because it's moving so fast, isn't it?
it is, and that's the battle.
Yeah.
We have got some initial AI on the mainframe courses already, but it's
Mhm.
it's changing so fast. We're just having to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
We brought in, as well as all our e-learning courses and skills assessments and all the hands-on labs and things that we do. We had an idea last year about what's really successful in training, and we'd seen the rise of TED Talks
Mm.
and how people just love to listen to somebody who's famous or is well respected in an area speak
Mm.
about things.
Yeah.
So we've got our Mainframe Expert series, which are videos with industry experts
Yeah.
on various topic areas. and we have them talk about it. So
Right.
we had a gentleman by the name of Jack Ware, um, who my apologies, Jack War, he's how he pronounces it,
Mhm.
to do a talk on quantum and where that's going to fit in.
Yeah.
But I was speaking to him at this conference because he's an IBM champion.
Mm.
He said they're going to need to update it already. So things are
Wow.
changing so fast.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a really cool way for people to, not to have to go through a course, but to actually just sit and listen to a legend
Yes.
to just chat about it. It's
Yes.
a great way to take this stuff.
Absolutely. I like that. Yes, that's good. So, how about your staff? How do you get you're obviously looking for top um, IT staff to work in your team.
Absolutely. Yep.
How do you go about looking for those? Where do you?
We have an amazing development team in Australia, with incredibly skilled instructional designers and graphic design people and so forth,
Mm,
QA people as well, because
yeah.
accuracy is
Mm,
incredibly important with this courseware.
mm,
We're constantly on the lookout for subject matter experts in various areas. And I think just because of how well InterSkill is known in the mainframe space, a lot of people just come to me and say,
I was
hey,
going to say yes.
I've got some spare time, or I'm
Yeah.
thinking about retiring. After I retire, I'd love to keep my hand in and maybe write some courses for you.
That's
And even people that are still working, I'm always reaching out to people saying, "Hey, you're so well known in this industry. Would you help us with developing something?"
mm,
So
mm.
that's what I love about, or one of the many things I love about the mainframe industry is it's just like a big family,
Oh
and
yes.
everybody in it wants to help out and lift up the industry and so forth. So everybody's usually just only too happy to help
Yes.
develop a course
Yes.
and put top quality content out there because it helps the whole industry.
Yes, absolutely. So that's fantastic. You don't have to go out looking for people; they're coming to you, which is wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you don't have the problem with keeping staff because I think you're always going to have staff coming to you. You know.
And that's our development team. We've got a team in the US here. We've got customer success people because a big part of what we offer is not just the courseware, but we have our customer success team that work with the client and customize learning
Mm,
plans and make sure that it's being used and help them promote it internally to get more users
mm.
and make sure that all the badges are awarded and et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. It's sort of like full service,
Yeah.
which is a big part of why it's so very successful when
Yeah.
it's being used. And we've got an office in the UK as well. I'm sure you know
Mhm,
Giles and
I do.
Flemmy
Yes.
at the
Yes.
UK office out of
Yeah.
Manchester.
Yeah.
So remarkable team all around.
Yes. Wonderful. So, I'd like to ask you about technology trends.
Yep.
Do you believe there are any technology trends, the current ones, that are overhyped? And or do you believe there's any that are really under the radar that they're not given enough emphasis to?
I'm fascinated by quantum, and because AI is being shouted from the rooftops,
Mm,
I think
mm.
quantum's flying under the radar.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's going to be incredibly important to the future of the world, for good.
Mm.
I remember when the internet came out, and I thought, what a force for good. People
Yeah.
just from the training side, people all around the world that probably in some countries that never had a chance to go to university or get high level education can
Mm.
YouTube and
Oh,
Khan Academy.
amazing.
They can pick up all sorts of training
Wow.
online now on their phones if they
Yeah.
haven't got a computer. So I thought the internet would
Mm.
be a wonderful thing for good, and it still is. But there's also some horrible stuff
Yeah.
happening with the internet.
Yes.
AI is incredible, but I think there's going to be some downsides to that
Yeah.
because of the way it affects people, and people are going to start to rely on it and not think for
Yes.
themselves,
That's right.
and you won't
That's
get an
right.
authentic voice. They'll be asking AI to do chatbots and things.
Yeah.
AI in business is going to be incredibly powerful, but the ethics of it, which IBM's leading the way,
Mm.
are incredibly
Mm.
important. And let's hope we can find a way to make everyone stick to the ethical side of AI because
Mm.
there's potential for awfulness. Quantum, I can only see, maybe I'm short sighted, but I can only see the good side of that.
Mm. Mm.
Things like DNA, medical,
Amazing.
quantum will let them run um, modeling. That's the word I was trying to search for. They'll let them do modeling and should, because of the power of it, um, really speed up the cures for a lot of
Oh,
diseases
wow. Yeah.
and all sorts of other things. Uh,
Yeah.
I think Mercedes-Benz is using quantum to model batteries for cars. And because other than that, it's been trial and error up to now. Now with the power of quantum, they can actually model it.
Wow.
So they're expecting really massive changes in battery functionality, like charge your car up once a year and just drive for a year.
That's amazing.
Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? But quantum space exploration and so forth. So I'm sort of fascinated by quantum. It's a different sort of computing, but the
Yeah.
power of it is miraculous. Anyway,
Absolutely.
long answer to a short question.
No,
My apologies.
no. That's
It's
brilliant.
it's very exciting. I
It
think
is,
you
it
have
is.
to for anyone who's watching and is thinking about taking leadership positions and so forth in the industry or finding some prominence, there'll always be hype.
Yes. Yes.
You got to learn to filter that.
Yeah.
You got to learn to look past that,
Mm.
or instead of looking at the hype, say, okay, I'm really going to dig in here and find out how much is hype and how much is reality, and make up your own mind on that stuff.
Yes. Yes. Um, moving on. What are your views on skill shortage? There's a lot of talk about that in our industry. What are your views on that?
When I first started in the mainframe in 1990, when I was doing that course and then started work, um, people were running around saying, "Oh my goodness, there's senior mainframers retiring. This is in 1990. What are we going to do? There's going to be a problem." Again, hype.
Yes.
Articles written about this mainframe skills crisis. What are we going to do?
Mm.
Here we are 35 years later, and we're still doing fine. Mainframe's still the most consequential system in the world,
Yeah.
used by all of these big corporations and governments.
Yes.
The industry has found a way.
Yes. Yes.
IBM has moved heaven and earth. They've done a lot of work. There's still some universities that are training young mainframers and bringing them in. I personally have. I spoke about this in the main. I'm active in the Mainframe Skills Council as well, which is industry leaders getting together to look at exactly that, the
Yeah.
future of mainframe workforce,
Yeah.
mainframe skills. And I spoke to them about something that I've seen over the last few years, which is the fact that most organizations or all organizations that run a mainframe will also have a massive workforce of people working on their distributed systems.
Yeah. Yeah.
And amongst that, they will have gifted security people on the distributed systems
Yes.
and gifted system administrators and gifted programmers and so forth. It's not such a big lift for these people if they are the right sort of mainframey people, the
Yes.
curious, intellectually curious problem solvers, the people we all know in the mainframe industry, to introduce them to the mainframe and then internally train them. So security people on the distributed systems, they understand the mentality of how security works on a system, teach them Rack F and how the mainframe system works.
Yes. Yes.
Suddenly they just slot straight across into a mainframe security role. System administrators on the distributed side, teach them ZOS and
Yes.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and bring them
Them
across.
across.
Programmers are already coding in C, which works on the mainframe, Python, which works on the mainframe, you know what I mean? Java, which works on the mainframe. So it's not even a massive lift for them to come across and work on the mainframe. So I think companies, even though they'll still squabble over the small numbers of graduates that are coming out, to really hit the numbers that they need, they're going to have to start looking at this, just looking at their internal personnel, building an internal mainframe talent pool. And they've got plenty of people just to move laterally across without paying a fortune for headhunters to go and find them,
Yes. Right.
recruiters to go and find them, etc.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that's starting to sort of get traction. I've seen some of the big mainframe services companies use this extensively and very successful. So short answer to your question, I think the mainframe industry is fine and
Yes.
it'll take some ingenuity. But there's definitely a pause.
Make it.
People.
Yes. And we're seeing a lot more young people who are interested in the mainframe.
It seems to be. I was at there's Stephen Perver from Ensono, young gun, does the Discord group, which is very popular for youngsters. Anyone who's not joined that, please go and hang out at one of their water cooler events on a Friday. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Connection of old and young and mainframers from all over the world. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you mind if we do some sort of fun things now? Fun
Sure.
questions, quick fire.
Yep.
Yeah. So, What's the one tech gadget you can't live without?
That's a really good question. I don't have my iPhone. I suppose is my companion with my cup of coffee in the morning, scrolling my LinkedIn feed and
Yes.
keeping up with the mainframe industry.
Yes.
I have a really nice pair of noise cancelling headphones that I
Yeah.
use on long international flights, and we have to have that for long flights because
Yes.
that jet noise will
Oh,
drive you insane.
awful. Yes.
So that's one of my
Mm.
favorites. And if I have
Mm.
to, my new air fryer, which I love
Oh, yes.
because I love to cook,
Mm.
but three my three kids are all at university or graduated, moved away, and my lovely wife Carrie and I uh, only eat for two now.
Yes.
So we're sort
Yeah.
of reinventing our menu and cooking some cool things, and my air fryer is fantastic.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff you can cook.
Oh, I totally agree with you there.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the best things we've ever bought. Along with our coffee machine.
Yeah. Oh, and that as well. My Nespresso machine is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important. So, which book or podcast would you recommend to anyone aspiring to be a leader?
Okay. Well, you have a number of podcasts.
We do.
You do. So check. Number one right there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. The Open Mainframe Project has the I Am a Mainframer podcast. There's Terminal Talk has been
Yes.
going on. Jeff Bisty and Frank DiGilio.
Mm.
You know what? Frank DiGilio is a mentor of mine as well. You asked about that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Terminal Talk's been going since a long time, and those two are just classic together. They've got so much chemistry, and they get the best guests.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
a really good one. IBM TechXchange has a number of podcasts around Z as well. You can go to the communities and start looking at it's
Mm.
up on IBM.com and
Mm.
find some good ones. But yeah, I suppose Terminal Talk's the classic,
Yes.
and yours, of course.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice. So, are you an early bird or a night owl?
I am a night owl,
Yeah.
but I've started just this last year since the kids left home.
Mm.
I've started to enjoy getting up early in the morning, funnily enough. So who
Yeah.
knows whether a change has come.
Yeah.
But I think traditionally, because our Aussie team,
Oh,
I work here in the US, and our Australian team comes
mm.
online at about 6 p.m. And
Oh,
so
goodness.
through till
Yeah.
maybe midnight, I can be connecting with them and getting stuff done.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that sort of leans
Yes, that makes sense.
me
Yes.
into staying up pretty late. And I love very, very long movies, old classic movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, often I'll stay up very, very late watching that.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you cope with traveling? Because you do a lot of traveling, don't you, with
Yeah.
time zones? What do you tend to do? Do you try to get onto the time zone as quickly as possible, or what do you
I
do?
found that the stomach is the key to that. When you get to somewhere with a completely different time zone, try and make sure that you eat and on normal times. You know,
Ah,
eat
yes.
breakfast
Their
at
time.
breakfast time
Yes.
where you are, and then lunch and then dinner. Because if you wake up in the middle of the night
Mm.
and start snacking because
Mm.
you
Yep.
telling yourself
Yep.
you're
Yep.
hungry, then your body will never get
Never
back
get
in
into
time.
the local time. Yes, absolutely.
The food definitely drives it. Have a really good sleep
Yeah.
drive, and you should be fine.
Yeah. Good tips. So, what's your go-to productivity hacks or hack? Do you have one? A lot of as I'll give you an example, a lot of people talk about time blocking. A lot of leaders talk about time blocking, how important it is to them because they're so busy people like yourself, and so they have to do that. So I wonder if you have any.
No, thank you for the clarification. Yeah, that's definitely important.
Mm.
Can I've found that as a leader, you can get caught up in fighting fires and solving problems for people. Um, as a leader, you have to be a big picture thinker as well as
Mm.
it's running,
Mm.
because if you're not thinking big picture and networking with the right people,
Mm.
so I definitely block time away for time dedicated just to big picture thinking, to reading the latest release notes, to finding where the technology's heading, to talking, as I said,
Mm.
to client leaders and various mentors and trusted advisors in the industry,
Mm.
um, just to get everybody's take on where things are headed, to make sure that we're not blindsided by something
Yeah.
that comes along. We have to be ahead of the game. It takes a while to develop these courses, so we have to try and be ahead of the game as
Oh,
much as.
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's a
Yeah.
really good point.
Yeah.
Everyone will want a piece of your time when you're a manager. Don't think that when you're a manager you get to do what you want and
Oh,
everyone
goodness,
else has
no.
to do stuff.
No.
Everyone wants a piece of your time.
Yeah.
But you've got to be a little, got to push back a little and
Learn
give
to say
yourself some
no
time.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and
Mhm.
also just part of my position in the industry as the IBM champion and so
Mm.
forth. I've got to be writing articles. I've got to be talking to people and
Yeah.
keeping up that thought leadership stuff as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I get it. So, what would you do if you weren't in mainframes?
Oh, well, I turned 60 a few weeks ago.
Oh my goodness.
And
Happy
thank
returns.
you.
Congratulations.
So I
Yeah.
can, for the first time, sort of see retirement coming down the way. What would I do? Goodness me, I would love to make a difference. I think that's
Which you do
what
right now.
yeah, that's what got me into the IBM
Mm.
champion stuff, the advocacy and so
Mm.
forth.
Mm.
So I'm imagining, apart from living out in the wilderness somewhere and having some peace and quiet,
Yeah.
I'd love to be
Mm.
part of things like Habitat for Humanity and help get houses built or um, there's very cool thing that I'm interested in at the moment that I'm seeing is happening a lot in Scotland
Mhm.
and the north of England. It's called rewilding.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Finding land that's just been stripped for hundreds or thousands
Yeah.
of years, sometimes of all the trees and everything.
Yeah.
Just starting to plant trees, native trees,
Yes.
and
Yes.
maybe
The wildflowers.
damming some of the rivers there and bringing
No, no,
no,
beavers.
beavers back,
Yes.
which changes the
Mm.
whole
Yes.
ecosystem.
Yes.
All that sort of stuff. So cool.
Yeah.
I'm still sort of physically able at this age, so
Yes. Yeah.
for as long as I am, I'd love to do something like that to just really make a difference.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. I love that. Anyway, it's come to the end of our lovely chat, and I'd really like to thank you so much. It's been really interesting and fantastic talking to you
Thank you. Brilliant to chat.
today, and I hope that we get a chance to do it again.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you
And
so much.
yeah, for anybody who's watching, choose a mainframe career. Really,
Yes.
as you know, you can work anywhere in the world,
Anyway,
anywhere you want to travel and work. It
yeah.
gives the opportunity to work all over. There's enormous room for advancement because, as you said, some of the senior mainframers are retiring, so you've got opportunities on top of opportunities,
Mm.
and because the mainframe community is like just a big family, you will never ever be short of being able to reach out and find people that will help you and mentor you and guide you along the way.
Exactly.
So I can't recommend a mainframe career highly enough.
Me too. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.